Hello there, Pixel Pushers. It's Sadiq Hussain here from Pixel Pushers channel, and we're going to do a couple of quick edits on a photograph to really add some punch. I've already done a video on making an image pop, and this is really another one, a quick video in the short series of making your images pop. So here we have a landscape, and on this landscape we just want to apply a couple of editing processes. It's a JPEG, so we're in the photo persona, as you can see on the top left. And first of all, we basically duplicate the image, the layer rather, and then we change the blend mode in the layer blend modes option down to soft light. Now you can do overlay, you can do hard light, but it's really just what works best for your given image. But for this particular one, we want soft light. Now if you want to just quickly check, just turn that off. You can see that it's adding a little bit more contrast, more punch to the image. Now you might say it's a bit dark down here, but we can fix that if we need to. Okay, so that's the first thing. You can leave it at that, but now we just want to apply some more punch, more saturation and vibrance to the image by putting in an adjustment layer. So if we go down to the adjustment layer option and we go down to vibrance, and then we've got a couple of sliders here, and vibrance and saturation is all about the colors. So we don't need to go too far. So make it subtle, because if we really push the saturation up too far, it might look a little bit unnatural. So just move the sliders up a little bit, and that's all we need to do. And straight away we've got, if we look at the original image, which is a little bit flat, but there is potential there, we can add more contrast to it and add a little bit of vibrance to the colors that are in there. Okay, now if you feel that this corner here is a bit too dark, of course this is we could apply a mask to it. Click on the mask option, and then if we just click on that mask and paint with black, and as soon as we click on the paintbrush, it automatically goes to black, because of course it knows you're on a mask. And if we then just choose a soft brush, make sure the opacity isn't 100%, because you want to be able to fine tune and bring the flow down a little bit as well. And just increase the size of your brush a little bit. And really you're on there, and all you're doing is that you are painting away some of the effect, if you like, of that vibrance. Now choosing the right brush and choosing the right quality of the brush is important here, so that you don't see the brush strokes, and then you can just fine tune how that effect that you've applied affects part of the image or not. Okay, so you could obviously go in there and fine tune this, reduce the opacity down even further so it sort of blends in. Bring the size of the brush a bit higher. There we go. And then we're just massaging that change we're putting into the image. So now if we just go back to the original, that's the original. We duplicated it and changed the blend modes. We applied a vibrance adjustment layer, and we used a mask just to edit out what we didn't want that effect to be quite strong in that corner. And of course different images will affect it differently, but that's the general principle. Just a couple of edits, and let me just show you that again, but this time on a totally different image that's already got a lot of color in it, but exactly the same process, and you'll see it actually work perhaps more dramatically here. Duplicate the image, which is simple, right click on the layer and click on duplicate, and then change the blend mode again. You could try overlay, but if you put it in on soft light or hard light, see what works best. Okay, so we'll go for soft light again, and just see the change. You can see particularly in the corners, it darkens the corners so that the foreground object, the rose in this case, the flower, really stands out. And then we can do exactly the same thing, apply a vibrance adjustment layer. And because this has already got strong colors in it, we don't want to really up the saturation too much, because if you up it too much, it just becomes too garish and obviously edited. Unless, of course, you want to go for that kind of look. So just subtly move it forward, and that's it. So I hope you find that useful. Give us any feedback and thoughts on trying this particular technique. You can try it on portraits, on macro photography, on landscapes, anything that the image really would benefit from a quick edit. Give that a go. That's a second in our series of making images pop. Thank you very much. See you next time.